Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Steven Rogers.
I'm Andrew Chavone. Hello, everyone.
Good to be here. I got to lead with we forgot to open Ronnie's gift last time.
Yeah, listener and Panicker and Patreon member Ronnie sent us a package, and we were all upset that we didn't open it.
Yeah, I was very focused on making sure that so I have it all in front of me, so they can't see it, but it's like my entire. I'm just swimming in tissue paper right now.
Well, let's do it. Let's open some of these up.
Yeah. Should we do the cards first?
All right. Well,
or is that...
Let's do cards at the end. Let's.
Yeah, okay.
What do we got?
I'll let you open this one, and I'll open this one here.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh,
what'd you get?
Santa ornament. That's /star.
Oh, that's great.
It looks like he's belly flopping. And he's a sheriff for some reason. Oh, it's a lasso.
Oh,
okay.
Great.
Very cool.
That's us in the cords right now. And then I got a shirt, a Texas shirt, and it says Texas on the back.
Oh, because she's from Texas.
Yeah.
So that's why we got Cowboy Santa and
then the Texas ornament of a shirt.
Very cool. It's
All
like
right.
what Borat wore in Borat 1 when he's at the rodeo.
You open that one, and I'll open this one.
This one's literally just tissue paper.
This is just tissue paper as well.
All right, so that's what it was, everyone. 2 ornaments.
Why? It was like a psyched out.
Let's open this thing.
All right.
Let it snow.
Mine is a polar bear and Santa gear.
Oh, man. I got origami.
Oh, an origami Christmas tree.
Very cool. Very cool, Ronnie. Thanks so much.
This is awesome.
Thanks so much for this holiday thing that we forgot to open before the holidays.
Yes, I can't wait to dig this out of the litter box. She's gonna eat that.
I can't wait either, and I don't even have a cat. All right, everybody.
Well, thank you, Ronnie. I wanted to make sure that you got priority up top because we mentioned it on the last episode and never did it.
Yeah. Too much going on.
Yeah.
Busy week. It's like 0 degrees in New York City.
It's so cold in New York. Literally, I know that Bowie's going to tear into the tissue paper you just threw on the ground.
Okay.
So
Well,
we're going to hear that.
no matter where I put it, you're gonna get it.
I know. I just saw her eyes light up. It was like the tree. So how are you? What's going on?
So, got some dating stories up top.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Do you want to hear them?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why we made this show.
Yeah. So, everyone, comedy, anxiety, everything in between. So, made me anxious this week. I had a couple dates planned in the freezing cold in New York. First date, I'm going on all the apps or whatever. First date, I'm talking to this person that lives in Upper West Side, and she asked me where I live. I say Astoria, and she goes, "Oh my God, Astoria! The only time I went there is when I went to an international grocery store." And I say, "That's a weird first date, but I think we should start with a national grocery store first." I'm just joking.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah. And then joking back, and I go, well, actually, it's probably better that we meet at a bar because, you might get lost at a grocery store, all those aisles. And she laughs.
Did she like the bit?
She liked the bit. We set a date and then we start talking about a bar. We meet up, and we get some drinks, and then she looks at me and says, so are we doing this or what? And I go, doing what? She opens up her backpack, has a blue IKEA reusable bag, and says, are we going grocery shopping?
I think you just met your soulmate.
And I had a couple drinks, and I was at my limit. If I had one more drink, I'd be like blotto. So I'm like, all right, let's go.
That's like a rom-com scene.
It was crazy.
She's hilarious. Was she like laughing? Like
I'm not sure. I couldn't read it.
Or was she serious?
She looked serious.
Oh, I thought this was like a joke. Like she's like, "Hey, let's do the bit. Let's keep going."
That'd be dedication. Maybe it was. I don't know.
Because if it was, she's amazing and you should marry her. But if she was like, I guess this guy likes getting drunk and getting groceries, I'll do this date.
Well, we end up wandering up to Trader Joe's,
Wow.
Upper West Side,
You
8
you got a
p.m.
third.
Yeah, right. I mean, I feel like a third wheel between
Her and
her,
Joe.
her and Joe. I mean, he's a traitor. That's pretty exotic. So, but did I ever tell you? Was it when I was talking to you when I had to punt Trader Joe's, or was I talking to somebody else?
I haven't heard that. I've heard your Whole Foods one.
Okay. I think it's somebody who told me they secretly go to Whole Foods, but they're loyal to Trader Joe's, and I said more like Trader Joe's.
I mean, that's great.
It's great, but I thought I said it to you.
Nope.
Oh,
but
nope.
I'm glad you told me.
Well, now
I appreciate
Now
it.
it's memorialized. So we wander up to Trader Joe's, 8 p.m. on a Friday. The place closed at 9. Wander around the food aisles. It feels like we've been going out for like 5 years. You know?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
picking out groceries together, telling stories about food.
Yeah, it sounds like me and Kate on a Tuesday.
So I don't know if you know this, but like, I don't know if you get the same way, but when I have a couple drinks, I get like really hungry. And
You get hungry you're hungry all the time.
I'm hungry all the time, yeah. I'm default hungry.
If I'm getting rid of food, I put it in front of you.
I'm like one of those pigs they keep in medieval times. Throw it to the pig. He's like, it's a living. So we went around, get food. We're checking out, and so I'm default hungry all the time. Drunk hungry. Top that off with grocery store hungry.
Yeah.
Looking at all the food, like
You're walking through Wonka's factory.
I know. I'm like drooling, and we're in the checkout aisle. She gets like pretty good stuff. She gets like a filet mignon thing and veggies and all this crazy nice bread.
No, great.
And I look in the cart when we're like in the line to check out, and I go, "Are you gonna make that for me?" And she goes, "No, I just met you. You're not coming to my apartment."
Oh boy.
And I go, "That's a good point. Yeah, I'm sorry. It just feels like we've just renewed our wedding vows."
I'm not trying to get into your pants, just your pantry.
I'm not. The only F word I want is fork.
Man, I'd like a piece of that. You get me in there, I won't be able to stop. I'm drooling.
I'm looking at my lips over here. Oh my god. So we go, and then she's like, actually I have everything here. Well, do you mind if we stop at Fairway? It's another grocery store. And I go,
What is she going away for Thanksgiving?
I don't know. What do you pack and supplies? A hurricane coming or something? It was like, oh my god. So we end up going to a second grocery store where she gets
Wow.
more food. And I'm like,
Grocery
dying.
crawl.
I know, right? I'm like dying of hunger. So we check out and leave, and I go, all right, we gotta get food. We gotta eat. And she's like,
giving you blue taste buds.
blue buds,
Blue buds.
blue buds.
Blue buds. Oh man.
When we go to the nearest restaurant, Upper West Side, we'll walk out with a
With the groceries.
IKEA bag loaded with groceries.
An IKEA bag, for anyone that's never seen one, is gigantic.
It's like the size of a canoe. It's like literally humongous. It's like a Titanic life raft. So we go, we walk in.
That's where they found the miners. That's all along. I mean, the Titanic's further back, but those miners that got stuck.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Chilean ones?
Yeah. Oh, Chilean. I couldn't think of
They
it.
found it.
They found them in an IKEA bag.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Keep going. I want that bit to be dead. Stop looking at it.
You wanted a bit to be one of those 1,900 people that perished on the HMS Titanic. The
Dead bit ahead.
oh man, all women in punchlines. Well, women in punchlines first. Well, there's actually none here, so
Yeah.
neither.
Neither.
That's all right. So we go to the restaurant and I'm like my eyes are like I'm in frenzy mode, like I'm a werewolf and I'm ordering appetizers, entrees. We get dessert, the bill comes. It's like more money than like 2 months of groceries for me.
And those are at your feet.
Those are, I know.
Wait, so she gets all these groceries for her. Are you buying any for yourself?
I picked out like chips and salsa or something.
But
that's all I got.
They were for her or they were for you?
I didn't know. I was like, what about these? And so the bill comes, it's like a lot of money. I feel bad because I ordered all this food and she bought all the groceries, even though they're for her, So I'm like, I'll get this one. And she had a pretty smooth move. She said, well, if you take me out again, I'll get the next bill. And I go, all right, fair enough.
Were you guys gonna go for that date, Costco?
Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go to the actual IKEA. We're gonna go to Raymore Flanagan.
Just because I'm getting to bed.
Yeah, gonna think about Home Depot this time, and then swing on by to Lowe's.
Get a tire for the swing. I'm gonna put up.
So, what I want to say? Oh shit! Shoot. I made her get a selfie with me in the checkout. So
that's great.
So this is so unbelievable. So this is me and this woman masked up.
She looks thrilled.
She looks thrilled. She's also taking a selfie. So
okay.
There we
she's
are.
Looking somewhere else.
We look like we've been going out forever.
Yeah. It looks like you're letting me know that you're okay. Yeah, me and Sarah are fine. We're out getting groceries. We're staying safe. Buckle down for the storm.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's my check-in. So also this woman is the same age as me, and I tweeted this too, but I'm like, I really can't tell if somebody's the same age as me and they like the same, because when you grow up the same time, you like the same shows.
Sure.
So I'm like, do we have chemistry, or is it just cool to know somebody who also knows the X-Files?
Oh, that's funny.
Because I'm like, because we literally just talked about the X-Files for like an hour. I'm like, what about you remember that episode where the worm evolves into a human? She's like, yeah, that was good.
The truth is out there, and so are you two.
Look to the skies.
There's no chemistry.
There's no chemistry there. So,
wow.
So that was funny. And I got another date story I'll talk about, but let's get with you.
A lot to talk about. I did a corporate in
that's
Texas.
Right. Yes.
Our last episode was recorded right before my flight. And
I drove you to the airport.
You drove me to the airport like a true friend. It was.
Yeah, I felt good to do that. I was like, all right, I'm doing things.
I saw you wrote it off on your taxes.
Yeah, deduct the gas. Actually, you should have got an Uber alert.
You gave me 2 stars. It was weird. Yeah, you dropped me off at the airport, which was very nice of you. And we go. I get to the airport, get on the flight. First, I got upgraded to first class.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm in first class.
Never happened in my whole life. One time I got upgraded to business class, and
wow.
I was like, I feel like a king. Can kind of move my legs.
Then they give you work to do.
Yeah, they're like, we need this report by the time we land. I'm like, oh, I'm like Kramer. I was a briefcase full of crackers.
Oh man. I don't know why, but I just thought about how far he leans back when he opens his door to his apartment and the light hits him.
What when you talking about when he has Kenny Rogers Roasters across the street?
Yeah. God.
How's life on the red planet?
So I'm on the flight. I'm in there, and as I'm boarding, I'm like with these other first class people, and you can tell they're
like high-powered people. I always look at them when I walk into the plane. I'm like, I wonder what they own.
Yeah, us. So there's a guy in front of me, and he's like a hip dad, and I could tell that like he's like cut from our cloth. Like he's jokey, but he's rich.
Oh, cool.
And he's in front of me waiting to get on the plane, and there's duct tape on the side of the plane. just
Okay.
just a square, like a T of duct tape.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at me and goes, "That can't be good, huh?" And I laugh, and I'm like, "Yeah, hope we make it." Jokingly, get on the airplane. They delay us for 3 hours because of a scratch on the plane.
And that's what the duct tape is covering.
And the
now?
duct tape was covering the scratch. Then they finally, that's why our video was late. I had all the stuff, no Wi-Fi. I tried logging into I got into the airplane's Wi-Fi, and it was going to take 3 hours for one part of our episode.
And there's 7 parts.
There was 7 parts.
Wow.
And so I get on the airplane's Wi-Fi, same problem. And I can't do it from my phone. Then we finally switch planes, and as I'm getting off, as we're switching planes, the rich dad looks at me and goes, "Bet you it was that duct tape." And I'm like, "You're killing."
And that messed up your Wi-Fi or the plane?
The plane.
Oh, okay. But it was. We found out it was.
It was. I'm like, yeah, that's what they said.
That's not really a joke if it's true.
I just laughed because he could maybe give me $50.
Did you? So you got upgraded first class on that plane. Does that mean it carries over to the next plane?
It did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And we get out. I get to Dallas where I'm doing the corporate. The corporate's at 8 in the morning. And
not a good time for comedy.
Not a great time for comedy.
Great time for eggs, pancakes, chatting about
anything that you bought at Trader Joe's on your date.
Yeah,
really.
right. Yeah, right.
And the breakfast aisle.
Chatting about the weather
and X-Files. But
X-Files. Smoking man.
So we I have to get up at 7 a.m. and head down to the conference room where the show is.
Okay.
And
is that a hotel?
It was at a gigantic hotel. I've never been to a hotel like this. It's called Gaylord Hotel, which they don't check your ID at the bar there. They just ask you to say the name, and if you don't laugh, they know you're old enough.
What was the milk like? From a cat? They have cat milk?
That was a great poll.
Yep.
Meet the parents, everybody.
Meet the parents.
Wow, that was great.
Gaylord. I don't want to say his last name. We're going to be banned from YouTube.
And you know what joke they missed out on, though?
What?
I rewatched those movies with Caitlin like a couple weeks ago. When in the second one, when Jack has the fake breast made to simulate the kid's mom's breast for breastfeeding, he never says, "Greg, I'm being milked." There's no milking me joke.
Is it too obvious? Is the illusion of that first joke there enough?
But not everyone's that smart.
Right.
They could have easily said, "Hey, look, Greg, you can finally milk me."
I guess a movie where a cat uses the bathroom isn't the most
right.
Highbrow humor, but
it'd been a killer callback. But anyways.
Yeah, it does bother me. I did stay at the Gaylord once. It was in Tennessee when I was like...
Oh, that's the giant one.
Is there a giant one? It was called the Opry Gaylord.
Yeah.
And I was laughing about the name the whole time. It was humongous.
That's
you needed a shuttle to get to the...
That's the biggest hotel.
In the world?
I don't know about in the world.
Or of the Gaylords.
But of the Gaylords. That's the biggest Gaylord.
In the land of Gaylords, one is king.
I was called that in high school. But
yeah.
So this place, it has...
I was called the Gay Moore. This guy's more gay than everyone else.
It has a river. It has like trees and plants in there. There's like bars and restaurants in it, and it's a dome.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
It's like when Springfield was covered in the movie. So I get there, I go and do the corporate, I get on stage, and I'm like, "Hey, everybody!" And
is it any warm up act, or is it just you?
I'm the only performer.
Okay, so what are they doing before?
Before me is, and I did this 2 years ago, right before the pandemic. And I listened to the tape, and the reason I'm doing it again is they wanted me back by popular demand.
It's pretty awesome.
I was like, this is killer. I'm excited. Yeah. And it's for a tour bus company.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it in another episode.
Yeah, that was one of the early ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I get...
it's a great one. Brian Regan is involved in the story.
Yes. I get there, and Jamestown is a big part of it too. The Jamestown people have me there to perform, and it's a promotion for Jamestown. And I get there, the Jamestown guy, Gary's helping me out. He's like, all right, this is the order, blah, blah, blah. And everybody that sees me from last time is like, oh, my God, you're here. We're so excited.
Like a celebrity.
Yeah. And
it's that guy.
it's the bus guy. So the president of the company goes on first and blows the light like crazy. And he's droning on about the pandemic, and it's so bleak and depressing.
Oh God!
That everybody's just like, and it's breakfast. Everybody's eating breakfast, listening to this. And
these are tour buses or transportation buses, or all buses?
It's tour buses.
Okay, so not tourism has gone down.
Yes, and it's tour like locations. It's locations that want tours coming to them, and the tour buses.
Okay.
And he's droning on about that. And then the other presentations that are a little bit lighter go on. And then I go after the Comedy Center's presentation.
So do you go on at 8 a.m. or is it start at 8 a.m. you go on at like 9?
It starts at 7:30.
Oh, my God.
I think. And I'm like on at 8. Maybe 7. Maybe I'm on almost at 8.
Okay.
But the guy...
That's when X-Files came on.
They're so... They're so strict on time that the president went so long that the thing was running over, and they had to cut some of my time, but they couldn't tell me because there was no access to backstage. So I go on stage, and I'm supposed to do 15 minutes. And I'm doing my jokes, and the bus jokes are killing, and I make fun of Greyhound because Greyhound's not there. They're all more expensive than Greyhound, the buses they have. And
okay, let me stop this.
Yeah, just tap. Yeah, that's enough.
No, she's not moving at all.
Yeah, but you.
It's gonna bite me.
No, she's already leaving.
Okay. All right, continue.
So then, the people go on. I go on. I'm making fun of Greyhound. I do some jokes, and I go, "Too bad you guys couldn't get a big hotel for this." And
pretty good.
That kills. I'm like, yeah, I've never, a lot of hotels I stay at have a FedEx station and a river, and then that's killing. And I'm like, I took a kayak to my gig tonight.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or this morning or whatever. And then I'm making fun of how it's breakfast. I'm like, yeah, usually I'm worried about the crowd being too drunk, but now I'm worried if you guys are too caffeinated.
That's good.
And all this is doing great. And then I'm doing jokes, and it's going well. And then all of a sudden, all the lights come on. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Clearly they want me off.
Yeah.
And my watch didn't go off that my time was done. And then I look down at the prompter, and it says, please get off. Please wrap it up. We still like you. And a smiley face. And they didn't have a way to tell me, so they had to write on the prompter, get off the stage.
Wow.
And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I blew the light. I'm an idiot. And then we find out it was the X-Files guy.
Who?
The president.
The lone gunman?
That went too long. And then I get a message from Ronan Hirschberg. Hey, I'm doing the Tonight Show. It was originally going to be Friday, and I was going to go to support him. And he's like, it got moved to tomorrow.
Okay.
You got to get a test in order to come backstage with me.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm like, all right, I'll figure it out. Fly home, get a test the next morning, but you need a rapid PCR test.
Okay.
And
it's
a
like
rapid
a
PCR.
fusion of the two.
Yeah, it's a mashup. It
used to be you can either have one or the other.
It's like Alien versus Predator. And a rapid PCR is the only one that costs money in New York.
Oh.
It costs $150 with insurance, $250 without.
All the other ones are free?
Yeah, at least the ones I've gotten.
Interesting.
And so I get there, I get the test, and it cost me $150. And Ronon's like, I might not be able to get you. I don't know if like the Tonight Show is going to reimburse you. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm just going to support you. I'm on Team Ronan.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they would.
I wouldn't. They did.
They did. Wow.
They reimbursed me.
Fallon, you're a gentleman.
Yeah. Team Tonight Show. And go backstage with Ronan. So Ronan is freaking out about his set. So I ironed all his clothes for the Tonight Show. So the entire outfit you see, I ironed.
Somehow I still look like a slob.
Yeah, but that was outside the collar.
That's everywhere where he wasn't clothed.
yeah. I couldn't iron his hands or his hair. Killed. If you haven't checked it out, check out Renan's.
I watched it. It was great.
Tonight Show.
It was cool seeing those jokes because I've seen him do them around the city on one set and him changing some things. And this is where my story comes in. Oh, did you talk to Jimmy?
I met Jimmy.
What happened?
Jimmy came backstage, and they told us to be...
Old Jim.
Old Jimbo. Comes backstage. You know, he's got an IKEA bag of groceries.
Yeah.
And...
as you would.
He... they told us when he was... You had to be masked everywhere except for... in the green room.
Uh-huh.
And they told... You're checking out... This is...
Is that part of something?
This is part of the story.
Okay.
So I'm going to wrap this up. We do yours, and then I'll do this.
Oh, my gosh.
So we meet Jimmy. We're all masked because they told us to be masked when he comes by. But he's not masked because, we're all tested.
Yeah.
So
I think he's had it. It was in the news.
I think he's had it.
Yeah.
And so he comes by and sees we're all masked and then won't come in the green room because he's trying to be nice. He thinks that we're all COVID scared.
He's so cool.
So it's like, it ruined the chance to have like a good hang and goofing around thing.
He didn't come in anyway?
He talked to us in the doorway and we were joking around, but it got weird because we were all masked and he wasn't, and I think he got self-conscious about it.
My God.
And we were like, we were told to put these on.
We listened.
But then Caitlin was killing it as far as making sure everything was run well, because we had to make sure Ronan got a picture with Jimmy, because you need that for the posting around the next day. And Caitlin was on top of it because Jimmy wasn't coming in, and Caitlin's like, "Can we get a picture? We'll do it out there, whatever you want." And then we got a bunch of pictures. And
did you guys talk comedy at all?
We talked, not with him, but we talked. And then
I don't care. He talked about it with Renan.
That's fine. But here's for longtime listeners of the podcast, people know what you did in my green room.
Yeah, I ate all the food.
You ate all the food.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Sheen was with us.
Uh-huh.
He was Andrew Chavone. He ate everything.
Well, he's eating. I eat because I'm nervous. He's eating for survival. He hasn't had calories in a week. He's iron deficient. He needs that.
He's eating everything. We're like, you can't touch anything until Ronan gets in here, because they took him right away when we got there. He's eyeballing the cookies. He's putting stuff in his bag.
Let me get this cat over here.
Here, I'll.
Oh my God, what's this? Well, whatever it is, he's eating it.
Oh my God. Anyways, so that's most of the Tonight Show story.
Well, then our crossroads align because you text me, Renan's after party is down the street in Astoria. And then I'm like, oh, awesome. So it's 11:30, you say to meet me. 11 o'clock, I put on bundles of clothes because it's
the coldest day.
It's the coldest night in New York. It's 1 degrees. Hold on, let me get this.
You're not going to be able to.
Get out of here. Gosh. It's super cold. I literally wear I've never done this before. Pajamas under my jeans.
Whoa!
For insulation, because I was walking around earlier and my knees became numb.
Yeah,
we're just going to the store.
It was unbelievably cold.
So I bundle all up. I get outside. Even though I'm bundled up, it's still super cold, and I'm 1 block away. And
keep talking. I will take care of it.
Okay, I'm 1 block, 2 blocks out of my apartment, and I get the text from you. It's been moved to the Comedy Cellar. It's 11:20. I'm not going to be able to get to the West Village in 10 minutes. I go, thanks anyway. I'm done. And I'm kind of relieved because it was 12 more blocks to where we had to watch Renan's things. So, yes, awesome. Good job.
Well, so here's what happened on my side of things.
Well, so it was kind of a good thing. I was upset that I put on all my clothes, but I'm also was relieved I didn't have to keep walking in the cold.
So I get back early from my night of shows, and I'm like, perfect. It's in our neighborhood, this hang.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be perfect. We're going to watch the Tonight Show. It's going to be a really fun time, and then I can walk home.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it. And then Ronan calls me and goes, the place that we picked is closing at midnight.
That's why.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I think there's a lot of Irish bars in our neighborhood. There's got to be one that's like open till 4.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, all right, well, we're looking at this one. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we can find something. And he goes, maybe we should just go back to the cellar. Which is where we went after his Tonight Show. We went and had dinner there.
Okay.
And I'm like, I mean, it's your night, whatever you want to do. And we just got to make sure everybody knows about it. And he's like, yeah, we should just go back. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's get a car. We get in the car. And I text you first.
Appreciate it.
And then I, of course, you're on your way.
Yeah.
And
where are you now?
I'm in the car with Rana.
Oh, okay.
From here.
Okay.
And we're headed to the cellar, and I'm like, this is so close. It's 11.
Yeah.
It's so close to the time, and now we're changing it.
Yeah.
Joe was going to be there. Joe got back into Astoria in time. I'm like, you got to tell Joe List. And he tells Joe. I tell Ben Katzner and Chloe Radcliffe. They were just getting to Oliver's. Ben goes home.
This would have been such a fun hang.
It would have been a great hang.
Oh my god.
Chloe is like, all right, I'll get over to the cellar, and then I'm like, all right, well, that's everybody I invited. Everybody I invited on your behalf is now not coming. And Sam Evans was still in the city, so he was able to turn. He was headed here, so he had to turn around and.
We could have. They wouldn't have closed, kicked us out at midnight.
They called. They called, and they said they would.
Shit. Shoot.
Then we we're almost there, and I did most of the messaging on Ronan's behalf. When it's your late night day.
Yeah.
You did a lot of this for me.
Right. Scheduling.
The person that did it.
Well, that was before. Afterwards.
Afterwards
they can do things. They
That's
did
true.
their set.
Well, I was still in that mode of
helping,
of watching out for him.
Okay.
So then everybody, I got everybody, and Rana goes, yeah, I think we got everybody. And then his phone rings, and he looks, and it's Jacob Williams, and he goes, oh,
his
no!
closest friend.
Oh God,
that's his closest friend.
He goes, oh God, shit, and he picks up the phone and goes, hey man, I was in the car was Ronan's lady friend, and she's sitting in between me and Ronan.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, hey, I totally forgot about you. And me and his lady friend go, why did you say it that way?
Oh no.
So he told Jacob, yeah, I forgot you existed. And Jacob was there.
Yeah.
He was at the place.
He does live close by to there.
He does live close by. He did tell Ronan, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm like, you live next door to it. But then he made it to the cellar, which was good.
Oh, wow.
Chloe made it to the cellar. Jordan Jensen, Sam Evans, and the cellar comics were there. And they brought it down on the big screen TV and blasted it. There was a lot of people that didn't know what was going on there. And they all showed up to watch his set, and he got an applause break at the cellar.
That's awesome.
And then I saw the manager comp Ronan's meal. I thought that was really cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
but you had to pay full price.
I didn't get anything.
Oh, okay.
Because Ronan bought our meal earlier for doing.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
Okay.
But tell your dating story.
Oh, well, that's a great story. One story I just thought of.
Oh, sure.
Relating to the X-Files. So when I was a kid. Why did that kill you so much?
Just that it's still in your head, and so much has happened since we talked.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm good at compartmentalizing. Carpe diem. Carpe diem. Jesus was a carpe diem.
You're having a seizure of the day.
Seizure of the day. That's pretty good.
That sentence was in compartments.
So just real quick, everyone, while we're on topic, at least kind
For
of
you.
for me,
someone with ADD.
well, someone who patiently waited to tell this. When I was a kid in grade school, like that's what X-Files is coming out or whatever, and there was only one kid in my class who also watched it, and I can't remember why I watched it. I don't know. It was on I watched all the Fox lineup, I think, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have cable, but there was one kid who had like Coke bottle glasses. Like I was a nerd, but he looked like a nerd, like
Right.
Coke bottle glasses. And every like Thursday, we'd wait for our parents to pick us up, and they had like the preview of the News X-Files episodes coming out the next night. And I remember distinctively every Thursday talking to this kid. So, what do you think's gonna happen? And I'm like, I don't know. I hope there's aliens. Looks like there's aliens in the preview. He goes, yeah, there hasn't been aliens in a while. I'm like, literally theorizing what's going to be in the episode 24 hours from now. And then I remember I also had a distinct thought of, wonder why no girls talk to me. Maybe theorizing about Mulder and Scully isn't really putting out really good vibes over here on the playground.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that was what I wanted to say, and kind of bummed. But anyways, so one more story. So after I dropped you off at the airport,
Yes.
I told you...
This is another X-Files story?
Yeah, it's the episode where this plane disappears, which I don't
Malaysian.
think was an episode, but yeah, it's Malaysian. That was a real twist.
Yeah.
It happened in real life.
You drove me to the airport.
Yeah, I told you I had a date with somebody who looks exactly like our friend Tobin, this girl.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you want to see a picture of her?
Please.
Okay. I'm not going to show you guys, but I just want to ask you if you think this person looks like our friend.
Well, they can see it, or is it weird to show her?
Well, it's
them.
privacy issues or whatever.
Right.
The other person was wearing a mask.
That's true.
So, what do you does it look like Tobin?
I guess a little. Yeah, I can see it.
And she's tall.
Yeah.
She's tall. No holding against anybody for looking like our friend. So she just messaged me coffee Sunday sometime.
Hey.
And I say sometime, and I go, sure, yeah, I'm free Sunday. She said, perfect. How about this coffee place? I say, okay. And that was it. So I'm like, wow, this person's pretty direct. And we get there.
Like my flight that you dropped me off to.
Right. Well, this wasn't first class. This was steerage. No. So we get there, and then I realized I'm trying to talk to her while we get a coffee. We walk around Central Park. It's pretty cool. There's like snow and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I cannot get any conversational traction with this person.
Ugh.
I never had that happen where I'm like, I'm literally getting nothing back. Like I'm trying so
and she's
hard.
caffeinated.
Yeah, so am I. I'm just like, she asked me she's like, so what do you do for fun? And I go, she knows nothing about me. So I'm like, actually, I do stand up. It's pretty fun. And, do around the city and around, on the road sometimes. And she goes, uh-huh. So what else do you do? I'm like, wait, you don't want to talk about that at all? Just move on to the next thing?
Did you ask about her?
I do. I asked her, like, what do you do for fun? She's like, I like museums. And I go, all right, I'm trying to talk about that. And then she goes, I'm like, what else do you like to do? She's like, I like philosophy. And I'm go, all right, well, this is pretty obscure, but like, what kind of philosophy? And she goes, I love Thomas Aquinas, his works. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I'm like, I remember reading something like
that was a dinosaur at the museum. The Aquinas.
Aquinas. He's been extinct for... Oh, that's the philosopher that's been extinct for 60 million years. That was found fossilized.
Your conversation with her was extinct.
It just stinks.
It extincts.
It stinks. Stunked. Extunct.
It stunks.
So I'm like... I remember reading something about that or something. So I go, oh, is that the person that was friends with the King of England? And she goes, no, that's St. Thomas More. I'm like, sorry, I don't know religious philosophy. I'm sorry. Give me something, lady. You didn't say anything about stand-up. No follow-up questions.
It's so weird because philosophy and stand-up, you feel like it's sort of you got some middle ground there.
Like what?
Well, like a lot of stand-up, you could say is
Oh yeah, modern day philosophers.
Yeah.
Carlin or something.
Yeah, not everybody. I mean,
Right.
I don't think Larry the Cable Guy is necessarily a philosopher.
That'd be funny if he's the only stand-up that like survives 1,000 years from now. People are like, oh, comedy was weird back then.
Yeah. All I know is get her done.
That must have been a popular saying amongst humans of the 2000s.
Man. So how did this date end?
Literally, I'm like...
I didn't really seem to start, but how did it end?
I'm like literally struggling, and it's like 2 hours of nothing, and she talks about some other religious thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, like a flood, and she goes, actually the flood is an ancient trope, and I go, yeah, I know, it's first mentioned in Gilgamesh, and I said that because I just saw a YouTube video about it, and she goes, uh-huh, and I go, you're not gonna give me anything for Gilgamesh?
You're not even impressed that I know
I'm like, how many dates you go on where people are name dropping Gilgamesh?
Right.
And she goes, actually, that was pretty impressive, I guess. Anyways, I'm like, give me anything. React. I don't know. Is that weird of me?
No, you're not wrong. You just
I was wrong on. Wrong on.
Wrong on.
Klingon.
She wasn't. But you know what you should have done? You should took if it was dying, you should have took her to the grocery store.
Chicken ticker, yeah. Well, I got home and it was like a big part of my Sunday because we walked and
that is a big. That's a big
part. It was a big middle of my Sunday when I usually run errands. So then I went and I tweeted. I mean, we should normalize going on dates where we run errands because if it doesn't, there's no chemistry. At least I got light bulbs and
great.
Picked up my dry cleaning and that went viral. So
yeah.
Coincidentally, I ended up going to the grocery store. So like my own self-fulfilled prophecy came true. And
yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you at the end of the date, on the dinner date, or after the grocery store, she took out some things out of the bag and gave them to me.
Wow.
So I went home with like Tostitos and dipping and salsa and some naan bread that you could put in a toaster.
How did your day go last night? I got Lay's.
Oh, man. I give it Dorito 2 out of 2. Dorito 2 out of 2. Dorito. Nope, doesn't make sense. Dorito, no.
How was the date last night? She actually gave me a couple dates.
A couple dates. They're actually pitless. They're sun-dried dates. We only got 14 seconds left on this camera. I think my quality is too high. I don't know what we're gonna do. Switch it to yours.
I guess it's gonna look weird.
Oh well, I mean it's been...
yeah. We have to do it.
All right. So,
okay, we're back. We're
back, everyone. Welcome back. Let us know, by the way, what quality you like better.
Yeah. This the second half of this episode is my camera, and the first half of the episode is Andrew's.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I guess we were kind of done with that story.
That was done with all the stories. Yeah.
Okay. So
we got to get into the top. Oh, we got this special thing. Right.
Do you want to do this? We can save it for another episode.
I need to know what it is.
Okay. So I got asked by my high school friend.
Should I say what's on the package first? Will that ruin the story or what?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I'm so glad you asked me, though.
I would. I respect the story.
Can you point on the thing, what you were reading, so I can focus on it? Okay. Great.
This part.
Okay. I was asked by my high school friend to...
Stephen Kaggy?
No.
Oh.
But I was...
Patreon member.
Yes, I was a groomsman in Stephen Kaggy's wedding, for those of you that don't know.
That's right.
Other close friend from high school, Corey Spado. He was on my swim team.
That's who...
Corey Spado.
Interesting name.
Great guy, very funny. He was the captain of our swim team.
He's cousins with Billy Clubbo and David Diamondo.
He wore a when we swam, he wore a Speedo. But anyways, he asked. He and his future wife called me while I was in over the holidays. I've been keeping this from you.
Okay.
And they called me.
Future
and
wife.
Like,
so he gave
engaged.
he gave his hardo to somebody else.
Yeah, and they set a date-o.
Bingo was his name-o.
To be his wife-o. He and his fiance called me, and they text me and they go, "Hey, we need to talk to you.
We're gonna break up with you as a friend."
Yeah, and Caitlin's like, "Oh, they're gonna uninvite us to the wedding."
Oh,
and I'm like, "What? Why would they do that? Doesn't make sense." But then I'm like, "Well, there's no reason for them to like want to talk to me unless they want me to speak at the reception or something." I'm like, God, I don't want to tell them I'm not going to do stand up at their reception. I don't want to write a set for their, any comedy I've ever seen. I've heard of it at a wedding, but I've never seen it. It's not done well. So they're like, we want to talk to you. And I'm like, sounds good. They call me and they're like, hey, and I'm getting ready to let them down. Like, I'm not going to do stand up at their reception. We just want to know if you'll marry us. I'm like, what? And they want me to officiate their wedding.
Okay, but you were already a groomsman, or just
I'm nothing.
Oh, you were just sitting in the audience.
I'm an audience member.
So this is an upgrade.
Yeah,
I would say groomsman to officiator is a downgrade, but I think this is the biggest.
I think officiate is
above a groomsman. Interesting.
Groomsman, you don't have to talk.
Yeah, but then you have to do you get your own table and stuff, unless you sit with the groomsman.
I don't know where I'm sitting now.
Oh, okay.
But I think your groomsman doesn't have to perform the marriage ceremony.
That's right. Well, they perform the bachelor ceremony, which...
Yeah. The only rings you get there is around your eyes. So...
Oh, it got me.
In front of me here...
It's a real tassel, the bachelor party.
I'm certified as a officiate in California, the state of California now.
Oh, okay.
So this is my certificate, and in it has tips on how to marry people.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell my side of the story now? Because I've been looking at this thing.
Oh, yes.
So
I know everybody's been waiting for your side of the story.
You had this envelope here. It says, "Do not bend," and it's from the American Marriage Ministries. So
Yes.
I'm like, are you getting married to Kaylin? Is that what you're going to tell me?
No. Yeah. So
That's what I was thinking for an hour.
I'm now a minister. And by the way, I told my parents this, and my mom goes, "Why'd they ask you?"
I mean, that's a good question.
Oh, what the hell?
No, why didn't they ask a priest or something?
They wanted it to be someone that knows them.
All right, that's fair.
So I got the very important piece of cardboard.
What is this, Jay Leno's headlines?
All right, getting started. Black Eyed Peas church is where I'm. I can't find the thing. Oh man, it was gonna have a thing in there that was gonna tell you how you should marry people.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, there's a checklist. Is this something? This?
Maybe.
Thank you for your support.
It
It says, please let us know if we can be any of assistance, and they have a phone number. What if we just call them? Yeah, actually, could you give me some more tips?
there's nothing.
No, there is. It's here.
You are now part of the Global Fellowship of Ministers, empowered to lead your congregation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah. When
you could be tax exempt now.
Really?
Just instead of comedian, make yourself a preacher.
Yeah, son of a preacher man. You are acting in capacity as both a minister and minister of your congregation. Ministers are frequently asked to identify their address or their congregation. Okay, yeah, there's no... I got robbed.
By the way, what...
Good thing they gave me a sticker, because...
Well, here's a book here, so maybe...
Oh, here it is! The Minister's Manual.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my God.
I love the alliteration.
All right. Where Marriage ceremony examples, page 39.
Smells good.
It does
I
smell
love
good.
the smell of a good manual that's never been opened. It brings me back to childhood.
Yeah.
X-Files.
I was right behind you. Whenever I smell a manual, I think of X-Files. That reminds me of another X-Files story. This looks like homework.
Yeah. This looks like the paperwork Mulder had to do after he
Oh, jeez.
helped those loggers in the Pacific Northwest.
I guess it doesn't have any. Oh, same-sex marriage.
Well, now I'm listening.
I knew you loved me. Wearing. What to do if your coffee date gives you nothing to work with? A simple ceremony on page 40. This doesn't have tips. Dear reader, this manual was written as a primer for new ministers that will be performing marriage. If you are unsure about the next steps or are learning about what it means to be a minister, this is your resource.
All right.
I guess
I got to do some research here. It seems like a scam to me.
It does feel like one.
Because it has a bumper sticker.
It felt like one when I was buying it, but I'm certified in California.
All right.
People say marriage is a sham.
The marriage.com certificate is for sure. Did you have to take any kind of test, or did you just put?
I'm telling you, I've had farts longer than it took to apply to.
That's what I feel. I feel like the application to become a minister is just entering your credit card and billing info.
Yeah, they wanted my social security number and some blood. Is that?
Yeah, they're like regularly billing you for something.
Well, anyways, I want to know, listeners, if you've ever performed a marriage or are married and liked who did it. Tell me what you liked about it. Any tips? Because clearly there's none in this manual.
Well, what I think is going to be cool is in all the wedding photos, you're going to be there. They're going to be making out. You're just going to be behind them.
I'm already working on the bit. The joke I have is I don't know where to look when they're going to kiss.
It's pretty funny.
I'm like, I now pronounce you man and wife.
You're whistling.
All right, so that's my stories.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on to some listener topics here.
Oh, you just showed me the woman again. I thought she was calling you up to not say anything.
She's listening live here. Yeah, she's calling up to not say anything.
She was barely alive.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so funny. Well, we have to address listener Ronnie, who sent us this care package, is freaking out because somebody hacked into our Instagram, which has been going around lately.
Yes.
A lot of comics are now.
A lot of comics.
And Jacob Williams
has a great bit about it.
It happened to him. He says, I want to say it because it's so funny, but he goes, I got hacked. My Instagram got hacked recently, and they posted a picture of ad for sunglasses, which the worst thing about it is it got more likes than my regular posts.
So I kept them on. Figured they would do better for my Instagram than me. That's the rest.
All right.
I'll check her email.
So, well, she tweeted at us. She now started a new Instagram, which you have experience with.
Yes, it is a absolute nightmare to get everyone back. Because then they message you. They're like, "Are you real? Why is this account that looks like you following me?"
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, my old account is the one that's not real anymore. And it's hard to get people over to your new account. But Ronnie, just hang in there. You're a very wonderful person. You're very generous, and I would assume a lot of people will just follow you because they like you. So just hang in there, Ronnie. We're in this together now. You're on team new account.
Just start over. It's okay. I know your tweet said that you had 20,000 memes. Well, just screenshot those and post them again.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm screenshotting Ronnie's memes and posting them.
Okay. Any email or?
No.
I checked that Jill person wasn't for us.
No, I checked. That was directed to me.
Oh, okay.
It was on my
Somebody slides into your DMs.
Yeah, they were asking if I could marry them, but no, I have no emails. We just have a new Patreon member, but I think it is. I think it's your mom.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, she got mad that my dad wasn't sharing the account with her or something. I'm like, all right, I don't think that's that hard. Okay, so.
God, that's funny.
I don't know if this is triggering, but hold on, let me just see here.
Is this an X-Files?
Yeah. Okay, 1 second. All right.
I'm checking our Instagram.
So we got one that said I think we've addressed this before, but somebody wrote, "What's your least favorite anxiety symptom?" And they said, for me, it's hot flashes. Just feeling hot all over my body and having to sit there with ice packs until the anxiety passes. That's pretty extreme, hot flash anxiety.
Yeah. I've had that. My least favorite is probably either when I get chest pain or stomach pain.
Yeah, when I first hit the anxiety, when I, realize I messed up or worried about something, it comes in like a wipe from Star Wars from top to bottom. Blood leaves my face. Mm-hmm. Then it moves down to the heart racing. Then it moves down to the stomach. Stomach hurts because I feel sick to my stomach. Legs start doing the bounce thing when you're sitting, and then it just
What do your toes do?
They smell, but that's just usually that's their default. Trouble? Well, nothing changes for us.
These little piggies are gonna keep on stinking.
These piggies are gonna really make you want to shower soon.
Yeah, and just like your date, these piggies are going to the market.
These piggies are going grocery shopping.
Your date and the little piggy are getting roast beef.
No, I just feel, and then I get sweaty and sick, and
yes,
it's hard to cope with. The only thing I can suggest is when you get these symptoms, you're doing right by getting those ice packs, but doing something else like that usually helps me out. Is when I go for a walk, make some food, start cleaning up.
I clean the apartment. I do the dishes. The dishes are the go-to.
Dishes are good, yeah.
Because you can wipe away a mess.
You wipe away your feelings.
I see the mess go away. I'm like, man, I wish I could do that with this argument I just had.
Yeah, I pretend this lump of old spaghetti is just this big obligation I have but don't want to do.
Yeah. I pretend that stained pot is a memory.
Yeah, right.
That's gone.
The memory remains.
Oh man, I love that you did the Star Wars analogy, and there clearly it was probably an X-Files episode you could have referenced.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah. There's an episode where Jack Black's friend can change the traffic lights. So
that's his power?
Yeah, so they're like...
That's all he can do?
I don't remember, but I remember this scene where they're like sitting on a hill overlooking traffic, and the friend is like, bloop, turns them all green, and the cars crash into each other. And Jack Black's like, hey man, somebody could get hurt. He just doesn't care. Just keeps making people crash into each other.
Jeez.
I don't... But I remember watching that as a kid, like getting anxiety. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, those people
Should have took Larry David's shortcut.
through the valley. Oh yeah, you told me you saw.
I
Can't believe you waited that long to watch the new season.
I withheld, and now I can binge,
Yeah,
and it's amazing.
super funny.
Oh God. Anyways,
Oh man, we're running out of time, but oh my God. Oh no, we're not that bad in time. But I just want to say, everybody, Bob Saget passed.
oh
and
my God, yeah, we haven't
had
recorded.
what?
We haven't recorded.
And
since
I don't know how bad it hit you. It hit me like as bad as Norm, almost worse. I don't know. Because he's such a nice guy. Norm is kind of a...
Norm
you
is
could arguably,
as weird as his stand-up is. Well, from what I've heard, I've never met either one of them.
I know, and I regret that too, because I was thinking about this. Out of their closest friend is Artie Lang. He's still alive. He's the only one I've met.
Oh, wow.
I haven't met Bob, or I will never be able to meet Norm.
And Artie had the most dangerous lifestyle.
I know, and that's the only guy I know.
Yeah.
And I feel like I really got to make my career going. I got to meet all these other guys before they go. It's like good motivation to like make it in Hollywood is to meet all these celebrities before they drop dead for some reason.
I was hanging at the Cellar last month, and Saget dropped in. But I didn't meet him or see him. But I knew he was going to be there. So I avoided the area. I'm like, I don't want to bother Bob
I know,
Saget.
but when you hear these stories, he seems so nice.
I heard like he's like he was one of the nicest guys in comedy. And you hear it from everybody. And now because of this, I did this with Norm too. I'm just binging his podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm binging out every clip he has out there.
His podcast is great, and it's so upsetting because his podcast, he's talking to all his guests. He's like, I feel like the best I've ever been at stand-up. I'm so excited about this new hour. He had this whole long tour he was going on.
Oh my God.
He's like, I'm figuring it out, and he's gone, and it's so upsetting. But I mean, you take your lesson from it, and it's like, enjoy everything while you can.
My high school friends sent me a message. We're all mourning in the group chat,
and he was like, "Hey, what do you think the next episode of
Right.
X-Files is going to be like?"
Coke bottle glasses. No, because Bob Saget died in a hotel in Florida, and I feel like so many comics die there. Geraldo, well, he died in Jersey, but so many comics die in a hotel room
on the road,
away
from everybody.
Yeah, and I mean, you can theorize why. Probably, I mean, my theory is audience members are like, "Hey, man, try this stuff."
Yeah, but I think Saget, they
Yeah.
didn't find any drugs.
I know,
I think it was just a heart attack, and I heard it was in his sleep.
Oh man, so pathetic, so sad. But that's how it's so sad to die alone in a hotel room in Florida. But that's what I'm upset about. But but Geraldo had died in a hotel room because an audience member came and brought him drugs. So that's what I feel like. And I feel like some other comics died in hotel rooms, but because they're alone. But what was I going to say about that? Oh, but he texted me, "Hey man, I see you got some shows coming up. Just be okay.
Oh, yeah.
Don't die in a hotel." And I'm like, I think I'll be okay, but appreciate the thought.
Well, our lifestyle is around dangerous drugs, depending on the groups. Your
loneliness, unpredictable sleep.
Really, yeah. Lots of loneliness, lots of strange places. That's why a lot of people hook up with strangers. They're lonely.
Yeah.
They get high because the show high. You want to keep that going. That's why people get so hammered.
And then I guess what makes them drives them to do stand up is some other void.
Yeah.
Which Bill Burr talked about too. He's like, I made it. All my other stuff was messed up. So, but luckily it takes a long time for me to make it, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay now.
Yeah, it's hard for me to be lonely when I don't get to go on the road.
Yeah. I'm so excited when I get booked that it's the opposite. Don't feel depressed. I feel depressed when I'm home.
People are like, hey, same. I got nothing. I guess I'll do another shot of ice cream.
I'll watch this X-Files rerun.
Gotta remember this story for Steve.
You ever listen to the Bare Naked Ladies? They have that.
No, I usually just look at them.
Usually you look at them on mute.
They're right there on my wall. Go over this apartment.
Well, I don't know if this song was big when I was a kid, but they have a song where they say "chicken to China" to Chinese chicken.
Yes.
Have a drumstick, brain stop sticking, and then the next line is watching X-Files with no lights on. And I remember listening to it as a kid. I'm like, that's so relatable.
Chicken
And X-Files. Man,
these guys get us.
This guy's peering into my life.
Well, we got to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for listening. So sorry for everyone that's down about Bob Saget. It's a true loss.
I didn't get to conclude that, but he was my like childhood dad. He was childhood Knight because he was America's Home Videos. He's like a big part of my life. And then when I started getting into stand-up, he was around that too. He was like everywhere. He did the roasts. Norm roasted him and read a joke book.
Yeah.
Which I watched again, and it's like Saget is the only one laughing. Everyone else is confused. Saget's like falling out of his chair because Norm, they're like buddies or whatever. But Saget has this great. Conan released this clip where Saget is interviewed, and Saget talks about he's having 3 daughters, and then there's some joke about Full House, and he goes, "Yeah, oh wait, the show isn't real." I don't know. Saget is so funny. It's so sad. And plus, there was an interview with Don Rickles, like him and Stamos are on Kimmel talking about Rickles.
Yes.
And Saget starts crying, and it's like heart wrenching how all of his friends died except for Stamos.
Yeah, Gary Shandling was a really close friend of his.
Yeah.
And if you watch the Shandling documentary, that's really sad.
And he was friends with Dangerfield.
Yes.
He has a funny Dangerfield story where Dangerfield's widow gave him a box Dangerfield wanted to leave him, and it was just Viagra. But
it's amazing.
He's friends with all these like great guys. I don't know. It's just a testament to the man's character that he's friends with everybody. Everybody's his friend.
Yeah.
We didn't get to meet him.
Yeah. Well, truly sad, but
he would have loved us. I think. I don't know.
Well, we can say that now.
We can say that now. Yeah. We don't know him at all. Well, to Saget.
To Saget. Anyways,
this is vodka.
Yeah. Mine's watered down Viagra. Melted down. Anyways, we got to wrap it up. We got to hit the road here.
Saget Buka.
But thank you, everybody, for listening. Check out the Patreon. $5 a month gets you 4 extra episodes. Check out the YouTube. You see, us cheersing and a lot of other fun stuff. You can check out and debate on which camera quality you like more. A lot of fun stuff just in this episode. Anything you want to add?
Well, I will be at Soul Joe's this Friday with Carmen Lynch.
Oh!
And so if you're in the Philly area, come out and see us. Apparently it's moved now to a country club.
It's inside.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. But excited about that.
I'm on the road with Brian Regan. Check us out. We're in Columbus, a place in Indiana. I keep forgetting the name of the city. Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Detroit, Michigan. And just check out my website or Brian's for that info.
Awesome. So thanks, everybody. Stay tuned for the music. Thanks for listening. Oh, we got to do the intro.
3, 2.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of Panicking, the podcast where we talk about anxiety, comedy, everything in between. I'm Andrew Chavone.
And I'm Steven Rogers.
This episode, we talk about dating anxiety, where I don't want to give too much away at all, but it's when you go on an unusual date that actually ends up being pretty fun.
Yes. And then you went on a normal date
that was not fun at all. So
I get into a weird corporate gig, followed by quickly coming back to support a friend's TV appearance, and also a weird thing that my friend asked me to do for his wedding.
So all that and more, and then we address the anxiety topics of having your Instagram hacked and the anxiety topics of what happens when you get anxiety symptoms. And we have some funny advice for you. So stay tuned, everyone. Patreon, $5 a month. YouTube, if you're listening, or podcast, available on all platforms. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can carry us in your pocket. So much to offer, and follow us on Instagram. All links are going to be in the description for our social media and stuff. So check us out. Helium Network, we're on.
Helium Network, thank you, and stay tuned for the music.
Stay tuned.